All right, everyone. Another week down, another one coming in front of us here, Christian. It is week 7 and everything going on in the NFL, 1 week away from NBA tip-off. And this is the week of currently the NLCS and ALCS. Um, what you got there, Christian? I think you just said that you were mentioning that you were keeping an eye on the baseball games. What we got in front of us?
We got Yanks probably going to put away the Cards, sadly, in a sweep or gentleman's sweep, which is pretty sad for the Cleveland fan base. They had their hope in a Judge and Giancarlo just came in and just absolutely back to back killed him. So not looking bueno for them. On the other side of things, we do have the Mets and the Dodgers coming out Tani with a leadoff there, and then as well the Mets answering back. So I'm personally rooting for the Subway Series to have absolute chaos of the Yanks and the Mets fans going at it within literally a couple miles of each other. So that would be a lot of entertainment, I see. I am rooting for the Mets all the way through, but I just don't want the Yankees to win. That's my big thing. I don't want the Yanks. Everyone else can go at it. But it's baseball season. The weather has turned to the fall, and we're just nice and cozy inside watching. And so it's gonna be great. So hopefully we have a good World Series coming up.
What the weather's like down there, but it is a straight up cold front here in Richmond. And I will tell you one thing for sure. I was a little upset because I came to the south here. I came to Virginia for better weather than Colorado. And that first cold, these last couple cold days, man, I was a little upset, not gonna lie. I had to break out the hoodie and I was like, man, I was hoping just a little bit longer. But I got one more extra month. And I gotta take the positives here. I got an extra month of warmth, so gotta take it, even though we got hit with a lot of rain. But anyways, I'm not a weatherman. We're here to talk sports. And so, like you said, baseball's going on. It's getting cold. And like I was mentioning, basketball's around the corner. So, I mean, we got a lot going on here in sports. It's just going to be fun to keep up with. The Wolves are going to be a part of the tip-off night, and they're going to be in LA. And I think that's going to be what I'm going to be watching next Thursday night and everything. I'm going to have that on. Well, that tip-off is actually at 10 o'clock Eastern. So that's going to be a rough change for me here. But can watch the Celtics, Christian. And you actually live with a Celtics fan. Do you have any like sneak peek of how he's feeling about what's going on there and how he's feeling for tip off? I guarantee he's probably like going to be decked out in green.
He's confident. He's cocky, as a typical Celtics fan. So I'm not even paying attention to him, giving him any slight or satisfaction out of him. So we'll just move on.
There you go. That sounds like a good way to describe it. I feel like that was what's happening. But let's go ahead and get into the league because there is a lot of good games here this week. We actually got the Sean Payton Classic, though, for me. I got this one on Spencer Rattler versus Bo Nix. Already off to an interesting start, I guess you could say, in a nice way. Spencer, I don't know if they're calling that a fumble or not, but if they did,
Yep.
wow, that looked like a pass to me. But anyways, we're going to go ahead. The Broncos are up 3-0. Well, I wanted to really talk about this, though, because Christian, you had a take last week, Spencer Rattler, anytime touchdown. Are we doing that again this week?
Oh yeah, I did it again. I did it again. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. It's gonna be a very painful one here from the start of it so far. But we'll get there at some point, boys. Just keep believing.
He wasn't a part of the dues list, but he was just one of the Ernie Johnson side notes. But he'll get there, I believe as well. Because I don't know if Derek Carr's coming back. So, I mean, he has to do it eventually, right? But let's recap our locks here because I haven't actually checked them over yet. Last we had it, though, you and Colby were tied. Me and Lou were essentially tied. I just had the half game break behind him. So you went Texans, Bengals, and Chargers. Texans, they ended up. Did they cover, Christian? You're shaking your head,
Smoking.
yes.
Yep. I went 3-0,
Oh,
buddy.
yeah, it was the Patriots. Yes. The Bengals, so that's
Yeah,
one.
they covered. Yep.
They covered. Dang, I was watching that one. I should have known that. And the Chargers, I think they covered. It's a good question, actually. That one is that's the question mark game. I should pull up the game score. Sorry for the preparedness here, folks. I mean, goodness gracious. It's just been a heck of a day.
While
But
you're doing that, Jalen, I can interject here.
go
Breaking
ahead.
news straight from the baseball world. The Cleveland Guardians have tied the game 5-5 at the bottom of the ninth with a home run. So we are heading into ideally extra innings
Love this.
unless the Guardians pull out another homer here with two
Who's at bat?
outs. We have Jimenez at bat.
Okay, okay. I mean, that's
Weaver's
insane.
pitcher.
Let's go Indian. Let's go Indians. Let's go Guardians. Whichever one you want to prefer. There we go. This is going to be interesting. I mean, I'm all for Guardians here, obviously. If you had to tell me, especially with what's going on in the NL East, I mean in the NLCS, I mean, goodness. The Mets, obviously, fun story. I would root for them too, but come on, you gotta at least give the Yankees a challenge. So
We are
that's
going to
my that's
extra
my
innings. We are going to strike out.
well, that means we got ourselves an instant classic and everything. That's what that means. You got an instant classic on our hands. Might actually have to switch that over here in a little bit. But back to this, because I did get distracted by you saying that. But anyways, the Chargers did cover. Found that answer real quick. Chargers covered. And for Colby's case, we can just figure out right now who's going first. The Colts, they were underdogs, actually. Wow, they were actually underdogs against the Titans. That's insane. They covered. Let's see. He had the Bucks. They did they cover?
They cover. They cover very.
Oh yeah,
very
they covered.
easily.
Oh God, they covered. Why did I ask that question? And the Lions. I can't believe he actually snuck the
Lions
Lions.
covered very easily as well. So me and Colby are going right
All three
at
of those.
it.
Wait. Were all those three? Those three were those teams, right?
Yeah,
It's actually me.
that was you.
That was me. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm reading my own list wrong and
So you
everything. I
went
forgot.
three
I
and
wrote
zero.
Colby's right here. Colby went Broncos, Browns, Dallas. Remember, he had the weird teams. We were talking about that.
Broncos.
He had Broncos, Browns, Dallas. I
What was
can't
the
believe I got.
Broncos spread?
Let's see. Broncos spread was.
Oh, we
Dun,
went to
dun.
head to head with that. That's what it was. Yeah, I went head to head with Colby on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
So
so you
and
got that one. So that's 0
yeah,
and 1 for him. He got the Browns, which they were
Browns got
-4. I mean,
smoked.
hang on, it was
Oh
only
well,
a 4-point game.
Browns.
They covered.
That's a push. That's a push.
So that's no, it was only 9.5. The Eagles were favored by 9.5 that game.
Oh, that's what it was. It was a big spread. Yeah.
Yeah. So Colby got one. He's 1-1. And then Dallas.
Oh,
That did not
oh.
cover.
So
I can
both of
already I can
Colby's
tell you
head to
that,
heads
folks.
really, really went bad.
Yes. So he went 1-2, 1-2 this week. Very full. So me and you. Last week we were cooking, man. And we both went 3-0. Colby went 1-2. And boy oh boy, Blue went Jags. They did not cover. The
Nope.
Falcons. And he had, let's see,
Falcons covered.
that's
Oh,
1-1 in the Packers.
the Packers, I'm pretty sure covered.
I think not
Yeah,
many people watched that
pretty,
game.
pretty
They did.
easily.
There you go. It was a 4.5 point spread for them. So he went 2-1. Shout out, Lou. And now we can officially turn the page and look at week 7. Because goodness gracious, folks, the London game couldn't be any worse than you already think it could be. Cristian, what do we have in front of us?
Oh god, dude! Like this one is just like, why? Like I'm not waking up for this game. I love football, but this does not make me love football. Give me- the Jaguars are 5.5 point favorite over the Patriots.
Wow. I mean, is this that big of a do or die game for Doug Peterson? Is that what the line is
Yep,
really saying?
this
Like, are
is
we
pretty
really
much
saying
the
this
same.
is that big of a line?
If Doug loses this, I could find it very hard to imagine Doug keeps his job heading on the plane back.
I don't think they can do it, Christian. I really think the Patriots and Drake May might spoil this line, especially this line. I mean, the shootout that they were trying. He was just firing, man. If he can let him gunsling it all day in London, maybe he can make this game fun. Maybe this can actually be the funnest Patriots team we've seen in a long time. I mean, I'm talking like when Tom Brady actually elected to run the football a little bit. I mean, you probably didn't like those days as growing up,
No,
but and neither did I. But we got to at least pay our dues. But anyways, he did it rarely. And let's be real. This is a pocket passer we're talking about here. But anyways, I think the Patriots can do it. That's what I'm really trying to say here. I think the Patriots can definitely cover this line, and I have a lot of doubt in what's going on in Jacksonville. I mean, I've been a firsthand witness this whole season and the season before when I had them as my AFC favorite. So I think if anyone here can put their hand up and say they've been burned by the Jaguars, it's me, especially when I had Trevor Lawrence as my keeper on top of it. And then this year, I still went back to that well in Jacksonville and drafted Christian Kirk. I mean, I couldn't catch a break, Christian. I couldn't catch a I genuinely can't catch a break. So I'm going to sit here proudly and say I'm taking the Patriots to end whatever's going on in Jacksonville, if that's the case.
like could care less about this game. Patriots plus 5.5 seems like the right play here. Where Jack just seemed dead. There's just no motivation behind him right now. I'm sorry, buddy, but you're out of a job. I think Drake sparks some life into the Patriots offense. He did look really solid, I will say. Even though they did get blown out, Drake did spark up the offense and with the running game, especially. I will be taking Drake May anytime touchdown here as a flyer. But I give me the spread here, Patriots. I'd rather take them than have my trust and will inside the Jaguars with more than 5 points.
Yeah, no, there are way too many points for the Jaguars this season. All right, the list gets longer, Christian, already for the. I want all these rookie quarterbacks to hit one day. If this is the week, I mean, this is week 7. If we can find one more rookie quarterback to say that they're going to score, I mean, it's never too late to say Bo Nix is going to run one in real quick. But
Hey, Bo Nix gonna run that win. I have that in my one of my bets, so would not be shocked.
good stuff. I like that bet. I was about to say in this game right now, how gross and physical it is. I think this one would be one of the only scores the Broncos have. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, for the Patriots, man, they really reignited words. They reignited themselves on offense. So, and you already know that you got the coaching down for Mayo for the defense. So, yeah, man, I think the Patriots can definitely spoil them. They're way more, especially they just you can trust what they're going to bring on a Sunday. You can't trust what the Jaguars are bringing yet. You got to understand that too on this pick for me. I mean, they're so inconsistent. You don't know if Trevor Lawrence is actually going to play like the champion that we've been waiting for. And I think that boat has sailed. I think that's over now.
In this conversation of Trevor,
Now we're gonna have to start comparing him to Blake Bortles. I'm being dead serious.
he signed a contract extension like just recently. Like,
Yeah.
this is a very tough spot the Jags are going to find themselves in.
Has Blake Bortles had a better time in Jacksonville than Trevor Lawrence already? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. He took him to an AFC
he took him to an
championship.
AFC championship
Yeah,
game.
he took him to an AFC championship. Like, come on now, folks.
It's not a hot take. I think that's a take that you can prove right now.
Especially, I was going to say, I don't think Blake Bortles stayed there for that long, but well, because of the extension that Trevor Lawrence has. But so time can tell still. But anyways, I mean, he just hasn't really proved anything yet. Besides that amazing comeback playoff game. That's like the anomaly if you can think. Anyways, let's go into the real game slate. Because like I said, that one couldn't be any grosser. I'm really surprised they favored the Jags here. I thought it would be a lot closer, like a toss-up. But all right, Christian, what we got for the 1 o'clock games? What are we starting off with?
We're starting off with pretty rather discussing one, I will say. The Dolphins visit Indianapolis. They go to Lucas Oil, take on the Colts. The Colts are a 3-point favorite.
Do we know if Tua's coming back for this one?
No, well, I don't.
He has to wait one more week, right?
I would highly doubt he actually plays this game.
I hope not. I hope he doesn't. Hope he gets us all the time he needs and everything. But for the Dolphins' sake, I guarantee you they're going to try and rush this man back the moment he gives themselves this red light. Of course, the Vikings are playing the same night the freaking Timberwolves are. Are you kidding me? They just put that on my screen. Thursday Night Football, Rams, Vikings. God
But yeah, two screens, buddy.
I'm gonna be up all night on next Thursday. That's gonna be brutal. Well, gotta make sure I'm ready. Christian, that's gonna be a fun night. Let's just leave it at that. Back to this terrible game. Um, Give me the Colts. Give me Joe Flacco. I'm gonna say that with a question mark, obviously, just because they're favored. But I mean, the Dolphins, man, they're coming off a bye. I don't trust it. Really don't trust it right now. So very leaning Colts here. I don't know what's going on. I think they really do need to whether the bye helped or not. So give me the Colts.
I'm on the same wavelength as you here, Jalen. I just don't want to put my faith into the Dolphins that obviously just don't look good at all. Like no matter what, there just seems like nothing can get going with them, and it shows how much Tua does mean to them. But I still don't think Tua is the answer long term. But it still has shown, Tua is needed. But however, it does show the light on Mike McDaniel. I think we brought this up a few weeks ago. Mike McDaniel, if you're going to be this offensive guru that comes from a system play where you plug and put, you gotta have a better scheme here.
Yeah.
The Colts with Flacco look really good. I think they it's Flacco mania, just like how the Cleveland Browns are. They're playing like similar play on everywhere here. Alec Pierce, dude, that guy is ripping apart right now. He's Show's
So
favorite target
fun.
right now. Yeah,
I
he
wish. I'm sorry to interrupt, but you mentioned a player that I've had to let go this past week on fantasy football. I wish I could have got the chance to experience that boomer bust factor of him and everything. Roster's just too good right now, man. He'll be back. I hope. I hope he can be back. But sorry, you
I
can
mean,
continue, man. It is Joe Flacco mania. I mean, it is.
but do we know if Richardson, however, might start? That is the one question.
It's true. That
Either
is
way,
true. We know the
either way,
fastest
I'll
way to
be taking the
check is
Colts.
fantasy football. So
Yeah. Either way, I'll take the Colts here.
let's see. Yeah, honestly, back to McDaniels though, man, you got to try to find a way to. I want to find a way to talk some light into, some positivity. But like I said, they're coming off a bye. Maybe they can figure it out. Maybe it's just one of those things where you got to. I don't really doubt it, right? I really do doubt it right now. It's it's rough as a guy that used to be, an avid fan, and right now it's showing. Anthony Richardson, now that I've found a way to pass the time, he is missed week 5. Will likely make his return against the Dolphins. Yeah, he might be playing. So
Oh God.
we got Richardson going up against Skylar Thompson still, right? Or is it going to be your boy,
It's gonna be Tyler
Snoop?
Huntley, Pro Bowler Snoop Huntley,
Yeah, Snoop Huntley. Okay.
Pro
All
Bowler Snoop Huntley. Put some respect on his name.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 100%. 100%. Remember, I was putting up that fight with Colby too. 100%. Um, that's gonna be a rough game to watch, folks. Give me the Colts. Let's move on. What you
Next
got next?
game, we have arguably one of because there's multiple really good games this week, so there are definitely cases you can make for America's Game of the Week. I would say this is one of them. You have the Houston Texans visiting Green Bay at Lambeau. Lambeau still get it to its prime season here with the fall weather. We have the Packers at a 2.5 point favorite.
Are the Texans that bad of a road team? Question mark.
Mm,
And the Texans not win on the road.
That is what that line is telling me right now.
I mean, what is their only losses against the Vikings, but what other games have they played on the road here? Let me bring up their schedule because if that's what this line's telling me, I mean, we know they lost the big one against Baltimore, tough atmosphere, but you go to Minnesota,
They
another
didn't go to
tough
Baltimore.
atmosphere. I'm just trying to see who did they play, where did they play at though? Like how tough of these atmospheres are. If they wanted any good, like challenging place, I mean, Bears, Jacksonville. Probably the hardest one is the Bills, maybe going into Buffalo's. No, they hosted the Bills
Yeah,
actually.
well, they hosted the Bills.
Yeah, the only place they played at was Minnesota and Indiana and Patriots, obviously. So
But
those aren't hard. Two of those aren't hard places, man. Give me Give me CJ Stroud to give these guys a challenge, though. 2.5 points. Give me CJ Stroud. Come on. I mean, come. I think this is the reason why I'm very surprised, first of all, that the Packers are favored. I mean, Jordan Love is still trying to find his footing. He played against easy games, sure, but this one's a big one and everything. So, yes, Packers are very fully equipped with their players are coming back, right? I mean, one receiver got hurt, but Watson's back, Dobbs is back. I mean, they're literally got so many young talent. It's an endless cycle. So, and you still got Josh Jacobs. I mean, there's going to be a threat there, but the Houston Texans got Joe Mixon, who actually came back in great fantasy fashion last week. And they still got Diggs. They got Tank Dell. Better show up. And so and of course they got CJ Stroud. So, and Christian, he's got that it factor, man. I think we're waiting for that it factor for. I'm personally still on the outs on Jordan Love here. Not, even though he did have a playoff run, but let's see it. Let me see it again, maybe. I don't know. Give me a CJ Stroud before I put
As
myself
much
in a
as I
hole.
would, as much as I want to take the Texans here, because I would probably ideally take the dog in this team. I have been on the bad end of the stick here with the Packers. Jordan Love's dealing it right now. I mean, I gotta give him he's going out there balling. I think I'm gonna have to side with Vegas on this. Whatever they went with on the favorite, I just 2.5 with the Packers. It just seems right here. 3 point game. Give me Pack.
Breaking my heart. I know you are, but I can't disagree with you. I mean, like I was mentioning, they're almost digging myself in a hole almost there. So yeah, man, that's gonna be a great game. That's all I can say. I'm seesawing. That's gonna be a great game. That's all I can tell you. What's the next one we got?
Next one we have the Tennessee Titans visiting Buffalo. Take on the Bills. The Bills are an 8.5 point favorites.
Oh my goodness, is Amari Cooper going to be that much of an X factor for this game?
That is what the line is saying.
Is that a sneak peek by chance?
That
Any of these
is
new
a
trade accusations are going to be on the dues list by chance?
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh you know it.
Because I would be, I'll be, oh my goodness, this kid has the dropsies. Who's the backup for the Saints? Taysom Hill's not back, is he?
No. It's that painter guy.
So you
But
couldn't
it's
get
not a
any,
foul.
it's not really any better.
But yeah, just ignore it. It's not a turnover.
I'm that far
It,
back.
yeah, it's not a turnover. I can tell you
And
that
that's
right
how I
now.
kind of feel about this game. I mean, do we all agree that this is probably, even though the Bills did play a close one against the Jets, this is still going to just be at Buffalo? I mean, 8.5 points is a lot. No, a lot of teams have struggled covering the spreads, but come, this is the Titans have been showing a lot of struggles this season. Will Levis has just been giving us great memes. Don't get me wrong, but if they actually do challenge the Bills here, credit to the Titans. But I'm going to take the points here. It's a lot of points, but I'm taking the Bills,
Yeah,
especially
I'm
in
gonna stay my
Buffalo.
wife. I'm not taking Tennessee point here. No. Stay far away from that. Give me the Buffalo Bills here. And with the addition of Amari Cooper here, Josh Allen simply couldn't have trust without giving Josh Allen some sort of weapon. It just seems like, he can't play without him. They just had the Josh Allen criers had to make a case for him to get a weapon after the first 3 weeks of gloating and everything that Josh Allen doesn't need a wide receiver one. He can dish and serve, and look at them now. They had to cry for them finally get a wide receiver. Simply
I
can't
mean, yeah,
win without one. Am I wrong? But I'll take the Bills here.
but is Amari Cooper like any better? Is he really saying that? I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just because he's been in Cleveland for so long. I haven't seen Amari Cooper pop off. But do we think that a guy that's in his like 11th season gonna be the guy for a young quarterback? That's where I'm standing at here. I really, really doubt that. So I think the Bills are going to be in the same spot that they're in, Christian. I think this is more of a lateral move. I think, yeah, he's a good name. He's a good target. He's going to bring attention. Probably help out Keon Coleman more than it's going to help out Amari Cooper. That's my projection. Help out the younger receivers. So For the Bills, though, they're definitely going to cover this line. I mean, it's against the Titans, who knows what's going on there. So there's that. All right, what's our next game?
Next game, we have another one of arguably one of America's games of the weeks here. We have the Detroit Lions going to Minnesota to take on your Vikings here. The Vikings are a 1.5 point favorite.
God, why are we favored? Because this is going to be a fun, close game. This line has gotten smaller. Last I saw it, it was at 2. So I mean, not that much of a difference. That was yesterday. Not that much of a difference, but definitely went down because of the Lions' performance against the Cowboys, and that's the only reason of concern for me is the Lions can bring this show on the road. They can definitely take it out of Detroit and definitely play in a dome for sure. And guess what? Minnesota plays in a dome. So it's gonna be a big environment, though. I think Minnesota's gonna bring it. We're coming off a bye and everything. This is gonna be a huge prove it game for Sam Darnold. I don't know if this is the pumpkin game or not. It'd be a good time to be but off a bye it could also hurt the team and put us in a little bit of a slump, you know. So that's why I'm saying it's a huge must-win game for Sam Darnold and everything, just to prove that even off a bye after some time off still keep the show going, you know. Got to keep it going. Got to make sure we stay on top, and most importantly, got to remind people we're one of the best in the league. We're undefeated for a reason here and everything. So put some respect on our name. Give me the Vikings. I mean, the line's going down. I think it will go back up probably come to game time. I believe.
As you were going on, Jalen, update on the Yankees and Guardians. The Guardians win with a walk-off homer to left center to win 7-5. Um, so then my pick with the Lions Vikings, this one I would have taken whoever had the points on here on the dog side. This one I can't decide, but however, this seems like the game that the Vikings do get their first loss that they have to get at some point because just how red hot the Lions are playing right now. The only worry is that it's at Minnesota, so that the loud skull chance could play a factor here. But it's indoors, and golf does play pretty good indoors. So this one, yeah, I would have taken whoever was a dog here in this situation. Give me the Lions 1.5.
Blame you. Like I said, this is going to be a good game. I like that the line's getting close. This is probably where I would have expected the Packers and Texans line to be at by now. To be quite honest, I think they would. I think that line's going to fall to this one just like that. So, all right, little quick tip there, but the Vikings. I think this is going to be a great one, mostly because you also get to see how good will this Brian Flores defense goes against the fun of Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson. That's going to be such a fun matchup to see. So I'm looking forward to it. To say the least. I'm looking forward to this game and everything. So, all right, what's next?
Next, we have the Cincinnati Pussycats visiting Cleveland. Take on the Browns here. Cincinnati is a 5.5 point favorite.
Cincinnati is a 5 point favorite. Am I hearing that correctly?
5.5 point favorites.
It's insane. Because doesn't Cleveland have their number?
Yeah, that's exactly my point that I would lead into my pick here. Give me the Browns plus 5.5. This seems like just the prime bounce back game that the Cleveland Browns will have for no goddamn reason. No reason whatsoever. Maybe Jameis finally comes in and maybe seals the game. But Cleveland has their number all the time for the weirdest of instances. No matter how bad the Browns are, they seem to always have Cincinnati's number. Give me Cleveland here.
I mean, I don't blame you. I think I'm just more. You forget. How about this factor for you, Christian? Chubb is playing this game.
Yep, but he
And
may
Chubb
be
is.
on a limited snap.
Yeah, you could say that too, but you also have to remember if he wasn't good to go, he wouldn't be playing this game. So I'm over here thinking he's definitely gonna get some touches here when it matters. They're definitely gonna give it to him when they need him the most. So I'm gonna think that the Browns come in here feeling a little more, reignited, ready to go. I think they're going to feel a second life that they don't have to finally rely on Deshaun Watson all the time. They can just lean into their run game now that Nick Chubb's back there. I feel like that's what's going to be happening here. So I'm going to go with Cleveland as well. Obviously, I'm in a very deep surprise at Cleveland being a 5-point underdog. And yeah, Joe Burrow, amazing guy, sure. This is going to have to be one of those games where Cleveland's defense is going to put up points probably, and Joe Burrow's just going to be hurting himself, and he's just going to be fighting himself probably because of the defense. I don't expect Deshaun Watson to hit and catch up with Joe Burrow. Absolutely do not. 300 yards? Are you kidding me? I'm with you, Christian. This is a game where I would hope to see Jameis Winston because Joe Burrow's going to cook the defense of the Cleveland Browns at one point. We all know that. I'm going to give him that credit. He's going to have a moment where he's probably going to drop 2 touchdowns, and then Deshaun Watson is going to look like a dork for 3, 4 drives in a row, and then they're going to have to finally pull him. I hope that's the like he's not. I hope the same situation happens where they're going for it on 4th down and he doesn't want to go for it. I hope that is finally the most, especially in a rivalry game where you know you've had this team's number. I'm asking Stefanski. I'm praying for Stefanski, man, to finally make the move. Just make the move. That's all I'm asking. I trust him. He come from Minnesota. Let me believe in you, man.
The thing is that like there is no reason for this man to continue being that star. Like the man, he does the same play over and over again, where he's in the pocket, in the shotgun, and he tries to roll to either his left or right, and he does not have speed. He is not the same dude that he used to be. He continues to get caught behind. Simply like Stefanski has to be told above him that he has to keep starting the shot. There's simply no way as a coach you're seeing all this and you continue to keep starting the shot. It has to be
It has
this,
to
but
be. Yes.
it comes and Baltimore plays them next week, so I'm also kind of hoping they kind of still keep the Sean, honestly, because I don't have to go get Sheamus, because Sheamus could spark up some life. But like, dude, like
Who is he going to throw to now?
this is insane. I don't remember the last time we've had one of these where like the quarterback is continuing to get the starting job and everyone is begging them to keep like please bench the person. Like there's just simply no fun whatsoever. I mean, they just gave up Amari Cooper. There's a fire sale going on right here that we could probably see coming up in a couple weeks of everyone going across. But
Yeah, I wouldn't blame him.
Nick Chubb's back. I mean, maybe that sparks something, but he may be on a limited snap count. Jerome Ford's out. This is just a game that makes no sense for the Browns to cover at all. I thought this line should have been like 7, 8.5. If we've been seeing how, Joe Burrow has been playing. I mean, he's been playing okay, but like, this should have been a larger spread, I will say. And also talking about the cornballs here for a second. What like I'm very confused considering how much praise Joe was getting on Sunday Night Football. They only beat the Giants by like 10 points. Was I missing something that they had one opening drive where he ran down the ball? Yes, he ran a sprint down for a touchdown. But then after that, the offense stalled out the entire game until literally the last drive where Chase Brown scored a garbage time touchdown. Was I missing something that I watched that whole game that he got praise for this lackluster win?
I'm
just an arf.
It was something. It was definitely something. Let me tell you what. Christian, I'll tell you what. And that is, I think the Giants are just that underwhelming. Did we actually have high expectations for the Giants on that last primetime game? Did we really? I mean, that's what did they really try to hype it up? Is that what they were trying to think? I'm right here with you. The Giants are struggling, but are looking for just positives here and everything. I hope we get to. I think they're on the bye, actually. I don't think we have the Giants on the schedule. Yeah, they're on the bye.
Yeah,
so let's talk about them real quick. Yeah, we can talk about
actually,
them.
I think they're playing. They're playing.
Yeah.
Yep,
Oh,
they
then
are.
they're actually one of the couple games up. Okay, cool. Never, never mind. We'll take that moment to wait for the go to the Giants. But anyways, like, come on, Greek. Like, come on, folks. That game should have been a blowout. I was very disappointed in the fact that I had to sit there and actually watch a close, very boring for the most part kind of game. I don't know. I thought it was a little underwhelming, but
Yep, and
anyways.
then that face that he made at the first touchdown, I was like, this is the least aura freaking touchdown celebration. I'm just like, dude,
You gotta give him credit.
such
That
a
was a pretty
clown.
long touchdown.
Such,
I did not expect that out of him. Not expect Joe Burrow to run, what was it, 40, 50 yards?
yeah,
I gotta get, yeah, but Christian, you gotta also expect you have a quarterback that does that almost every Sunday. I mean, it's like once every 2 Sundays, he will have like a 30-yard run, and he just has a little swag. He doesn't even celebrate, I feel like, anymore. I feel like just, he's used to it, but. Do we have any baseball updates right now? Dodgers, Mets?
baseball updates. We have last one's hit. Dodgers are up 3-1 now.
Ugh,
Yep, yep.
come on, Mets. Anyways, yeah, can't believe the
Goodness.
Bengals are like that though. I think I think the only reason why they were hyping them up though is because how bad their defense is. That's the only and that's if their defense is as bad as we say it is, and that Joe Burrow has to do as much as he does. How about the fact that playing against Deshaun Watson, you only have a 5 point spread. So if he actually goes 300 yards, which he hasn't done, by the way, in like years, I think they said during it was like way back by the time of Trump's presidency. That's how long ago he's haven't had a 300-yard game. So let's see which one breaks first, right? And this Bengals bad defense or Deshaun's bad quarterback play. That's what this game's going to be all about. If that's what this line's kind of telling me, because like I said, this line should have been a little bit higher. I'm right there with you.
Next, we have the Seattle Seahawks visiting Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons are 3-point favorite.
3 point favorite. Seattle's playing the most questionable football probably in all of the league. Um, to be quite honest with you, I'm going with Kirko. He's at home at a 1 o'clock game. It's been a long time coming. He's been playing on all these prime time games, unless is Big City Kirko only good on prime time? Did we finally find a way to actually have Kirk Cousins as a good primetime quarterback? But instead, he has to play the most shaky 1 o'clock games instead of being a blowout quarterback like he used to be. That's what I'm thinking right now. It's a crazy little spin that I have, of course, but that's the only thing I can think of. Because Kirk Cousins, yes, he's doing okay. Let's be honest, he's doing pretty good. And some people would have the Falcons in their top 10. Some wouldn't know who they are. Maybe me. But I have Kirk Cousins winning this one. What was that line again? Now that I found my pen.
3.
3. There we go. It's the only reason why I sounded like I was rambling. I was looking for my pen. But there we go.
I'm gonna go with the Seahawks here at 3. This feels very trappy. This seems like something that the Falcons
Interesting.
kind of get caught up sleeping. I have a feeling, and the Seahawks are primed for a bounce back game. So I think Seattle here comes out because it just seems like Seattle they have to find that click. With that Niners game last week, it just was kind of there, kind of not. DK had a couple deep shots. I
Oh,
I
man.
think I think Seattle somehow pulls this one out.
That's an interest. I would say this. It's interesting, but does that? I have a question for you. You were big on Seattle earlier this season with McDonald. How are you feeling right now with Geno Smith in the offense? I feel like the defense for
Gino.
Seattle is definitely going to pose a little bit of a threat to the Atlanta Falcons, but then again, Kirko, 1 o'clock. Never know. They got Drake London. He probably will show up this game against those young corners, but they can always lock him down. I'm rooting for him because I'm playing against Drake London. Not trying to talk anything of fantasy football into this podcast. Like, that is one of our rules here. We can't talk about fantasy football, but I'm just saying. So that can always be an opposing option. How you feeling though about Seattle right now, 6 weeks in?
they're very lackluster, and it's because of Gino. Gino just
Three and
Seattle
three.
has to get a QB next year. Like they have to draft that QB of the future because Gino is clearly not the answer.
What do you think? I feel like they're going to be a middle of the pack draft pick. So who do you think they would? I don't know how much you've been keeping an eye on these senior quarterbacks in college football, but do you think they're going to have a chance? Who do you think they got a chance at?
They're going to be right at the middle of the pack. So that's where it feels a little difficult. And considering a lot of these picks, you have Quinn, you have a Shador. Shador is being talked that's going to be a top five pick. So he's somehow going to go in top five pick, which I don't think he should at all. That is not saying, but I think he's going to be talked into it because of his daddy. So, and then you have Carson Beck coming out. You have Dylan
I feel like
Gabriel
that's a
possibly
Seattle
coming
pick
out,
there.
but it could be that it could be Carson Beck is what I'm kind of leaning towards. We have Dylan Gabriel. You also have
Quinn Ewers, he's a senior quarterback.
who else could be on the board here?
No, Quinn Ewers, man.
Yeah, I do love Quinn. Quinn is probably my favorite one out of everyone here on this class coming up. Um, but it's gonna be tough. We'll see how the end of the year comes out, but we'll talk on that later.
Oh yeah,
Um,
we haven't even gotten to college football. That might have to be our new segment here at the end. Gonna lie. But yeah, a lot of. I mean, I feel like they're gonna have a lot. They're gonna have options for sure. But I'm right there with you. I think this Geno Smith experience is it's run its course. They're 3-3. They came off 3-0, but this is what you expect with a guy like Geno. Yes, he's a good quarterback now, but he's not a great one. I think that's where we're seeing right now. He's a middle of the pack kind of guy, and that's what these performances are saying. I mean, should have had it against the 49ers. I mean, that game was definitely they were in a spot to win it. They could have actually beaten the 49ers. So yeah. I was about to say it's disappointing. I'm going with the Seattle season right now. I definitely in lackluster, like you said. So, and with Atlanta, and on the other side of this, Atlanta's just having the time of their lives because they have Kirk Cousins and he's buying into the football culture. I think he came in, he said a line, he said, they're going to go into your trap and win it or something like that, I don't know, something like that. So, Kirk Cousins changing by the minute as he's sounding probably more cultured than I am. Anyways, go ahead, Christian.
this we have next. We have the Philadelphia Eagles going on to New York to take on the Giants here for a nice L East battle.
Can I guess the line here?
The line, if you want to guess?
Yeah, I want to guess it. Giants are going to be, you know what, with all the Eagles chaos, I'm still going to say the Giants are going to be like 5-point underdogs.
It's three.
I should have trusted,
Yeah,
I should
the
have,
field goal
I
game.
was thinking 4. I'm not going to lie. But okay, so they're 3.
Yep.
No, no half, just 3.
No,
Oh,
just three. So
oh man. There's a push
yeah,
option here. I'm hearing a push, if you ask me. I'm definitely taking the Giants in a push here. I mean, how controversial the Eagles have been lately. Give me the Giants. So this game's gonna be very, very interesting. I Where do I even begin? You got Sirianni yelling at the Eagles fans. I know you wanted to talk about, I'm pretty sure you're probably going to talk about that. So I'm going to let you expand on that. But for me, they got AJ Brown back and they're still playing rough. They had to play a close one against the Browns. They're another team that everyone's this is a team that this is how the Bengals probably should have been received, right, Christian? They should have gotten the Philly
yeah,
experience. How they struggled against the Giants and people are patting them on giving Joe Burrow all the praise. But over here, Jalen Hurts barely beats the Browns, and this poor man can't catch a break. And I'm also
yeah.
saying that as Alvin Kamara can't catch a break. Poor guy. Denver defense is just locking him down. It's heartbreaking. But man,
I'm going to be taking the Eagles here with the 3 points. I don't want to put my money on the Giants. I don't want to put my money on the Philadelphia Eagles either. But however, I just rather prefer not to put more on the Giants here. Sirianni, buddy, we were on this. We were on this. Sirianni will get fired no matter what. At the end of the
So
season, unless they win the Super Bowl, there's simply no world where Sirianni keeps his job. It's just imploding like right in front of us with everything. It's not a good look. It simply is. Like you're just going against your own fans, especially Philadelphia, who are the most emotional fans out there. Like they'll let you hear it. And so he just keeps on turning onto his bad side here. I just don't think it turns out well. I know Malik Neighbors is back here with the Giants. I just rather would put it here on the Eagles. But however, we do have a mega revenge game here. Here comes Saquon. Saquon is back at MetLife for the first time since leaving in the offseason. So that should be very, very interesting how this plays out. I mean, 2 touchdowns is plus 420 as what I would look at here for
only
everyone.
420 for 2 touchdowns?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I don't know. I would say that has to be a little bit higher for me to take that, to be quite honest. 420 is a little suspicious. I think that number should be a little bit higher for your average running back, you know. And this Broncos defense is bullying the Saints whenever they get the ball. It almost looks like they're just trying to headhunt right now. I mean, I wonder what Sean Payton knows about headhunting a little bit. This Broncos defense is getting a little too physical, if you ask me. If anyone wants to take a look into that, maybe he might have a reward for anyone that injures a Saints player. You know, might wanna keep an eye on the Broncos and that dirty man Sean Payton. Sorry, I have to just mention that. But I'm gonna tell you what, Christian. Like I was saying, every other running back, they have to have higher odds. That 420 is oddly suspicious. That's all I can say. That is oddly suspicious for Saquon Barkley. 2 touchdowns should be like 620. I mean, like plus 600 at least. At least.
In the
So,
next game, we have the Raiders taking a visit to Los Angeles here. We have the LA Rams being a 6.5-point favorite.
okay. I'm laughing because that's just basically a slap in the face to the Raiders just because they lost Devontae Adams. I mean, he hasn't been playing for the last couple of weeks, so they kind of know how to run the offense without him. You know, you gotta give him that. But the Rams are getting possibly Christian. You might have to do the quick math here. Are you the one with Cooper Cup?
Yep.
Is he the one playing this week?
Yeah, this is what it's looking like.
That is why this line is 6.5. Then, as I would agree that I don't think the Raiders' offense is going to keep up with the Rams. I think that's going to be probably the main factor here. Yes, Max Crosby, probably going to hear him and the Raiders defense make some plays. However, at the end of the day, Matt Stafford, you're just going to cook this defense. So he's gonna just cook. He's getting his guy back, and then he's got what 1, 2? How many weeks until Puka Nacua comes back? I mean, come on. The Rams, they finally did it. They did their mission. They stayed sort of relevant, sort of in the hunt while their wide receivers were out, and now they got Cooper Cup. Stafford's still healthy. Gotta take the points. I like I said, I'm staying off this Kool-Aid, Christian. I'm starting to sober up. I've seen the error of my ways a little bit sooner than, most folks.
I'm gonna be taking LA Rams here. The Raiders. It's not bueno. I could see in the scenario where AP gets fired at the end of the year. I could see that completely. Where Mark Davis,
Well,
as we know, doesn't have the
Mark
and
Davis.
Brady.
There you go.
Brady could come in, be a owner coach, lay down the law. Shador, welcome to Las Vegas.
Probably now that Brady owns the team.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm the Detroit Lions, I'm calling the Raiders, asking about Matt Crosby. I mean, they just lost Aiden Hutchinson.
No, please, no.
If I'm the Lions, if I'm smart, no. I would call for Max.
Hey, this team is still a contender, Christian. I don't know what you're talking about. I think you can't give up on this team yet. This team can make the playoffs.
I don't know about you, but
they need Max Crosby.
Rams, give me that.
They need Max Crosby.
we have a Panthers going to Washington, D.C., aka Landover, Maryland, and take on the Commies. The Commies are an 8.5 point favorite here, which is pretty crazy to think about as a Commies fan that you're looking at your team being an 8.5 point favorite. When's the last time you've probably seen something like that?
Probably since. Do you think? No way they gave. No, there's no way they gave that to. God, I just had his name. He was a dog. He brought them to the Commanders. He brought the football team.
Taylor Heineke.
There you go. He brought good old Heineke. I can't believe I forgot one of my favorite weirdo quarterbacks. Yeah, Jalen Heineke probably never got that in line. So I'm gonna say, hey, it might have to be the RG3 days, man. Are we thinking that far back? Maybe Kirk Cousins might. No, young Kirk Cousins wouldn't have a line like that. Has to be like a prime RG3, just like how dealing with a prime Jaden Daniels. That's the only reason why I'm thinking like that. Um, Christian, you're the
And
red rifle. You're the red rifle detective here.
yeah,
You
it's
were the
over.
one.
I'm getting no, it's over. Just give me Commies. 8.5. We'll move on. We're
No, no,
moving on.
no. Is
We're
Bryce
moving
Young
on.
playing this game? Is he finally done working at
I
Bojangles?
don't know. I don't care. This team
That's
sucks.
the real
This
question. Is
this team
Bryce Young
sucks.
no longer on the Bojangles posters? Did they take him down?
I know he's still on the Bojangles poster, so I
Okay.
actually did see that. By the way, he's still Bojangles. He still has that. He still has his blueberry biscuits. But it's not
Oh,
no matter what though, the fans of this city, they simply are down in the dumps again. They're like, it's over. Like it no matter what. So it's pretty funny. I'm looking at possibly going to a game probably in late November, early
not.
December when the ticket prices they're probably begging us to come. So give me the commies, 8.5 here. Moving on.
I know when you do that, by the way. I need to be there
Moving
to
on.
see disarrayed team, just a team in just complete just disarray. I'm just disappointed.
We're looking at the New Orleans games and the Bucks game. So next game, we have another one that's arguably America's game of the week here. We have the Super Bowl rematch. We have the Kansas City Chiefs visiting the San Francisco 49ers, aka Santa Clara, California here. The 49ers are a 1.5 point favorite. That's interesting. That is interesting. 1.5 point favorite for the Niners here.
Give me the Chiefs, man. Come on. This is the come on. You're gonna tell me the 49ers after the close game they did against the Seattle Seahawks and all the scrappy games they had to play against this whole season. They're what, 3-3? Right? They're 3-3 against
The
an
Niners?
undefeated Chiefs team, against Chris Jones, against a Chiefs defense that stopped Lamar Jackson by a toe, but they still stopped him. They're undefeated for a reason. They stopped Joe Burrow, who's been supposedly cutting teams up like butter.
No, I did not realize the
So
Niners were actually 3-3.
yeah, like what are we talking about here? I'm right there with you, Christian. Yeah, them being 1.5 point favorites are something to look at. It's insane. Give me the Chiefs. That's all I have to say. It's common sense for me right now.
I'm gonna say well anyway for you, Jalen. Like that doesn't make sense. How are we gonna get the Niners 1.5 points here? I give me the Chiefs. This makes no sense on this line. Unless Vegas knows something. I don't understand this line. The Chiefs, the refs, they're gonna be in their pockets. Like give it to the Chiefs here.
Even talk about the zebras. That's a great point. We're talking about the fact that the zebras even got a week off. It seemed like they went and
Mm-hmm.
just went trigger happy all prime time. Mm-mm-mm. Don't get me started. But yeah, the Chiefs, man, it's a gimme, and I'm glad that they're gonna have a tough, quote unquote tough, just as hard of a game as the Vikings. I mean, sure, if the Vikings go undefeated, we should at least be a favorite to be number one of the league. Give us a little bit of a nod. That's what I'm saying. We deserve the attention as the Chiefs do, but we got Sam Darnold, so you gotta always doubt that. Anyways, I go off on a tangent just because of my biasy, but. What are we talking
Well, we
about
have
here, folks?
Sunday Night Football here. We have the New York Jets visiting Pittsburgh, going to Renegade. The Steelers are a 1.5 point dog here. They are a home dog.
Oh, brother. A wise man on this podcast once said, God bless his soul. He's okay. He's just not recording with us right now. He said Tomlin, as a road dog, as any dog,
He's a home dog.
should be a highly considered man to be actually a favorite. The Jets got Devontae Adams. Yes, they're going to probably go a little bit trigger happy. Do you think Mike Tomlin doesn't know what's coming at him? He's played against Rodgers before. He knows what's in store for him. He knows what's also, he just game planned for. The funny thing is, he did this game plan for Devontae Adams. That's the craziest thing. I do respect that out of him for saying that. But yeah, kind of like the Steelers in the home game here. However, Russell Wilson, I don't
You
know.
took it from me. You took it from me. Yeah. I'll
Christian,
stop. I'll stop you there, Jay. I'll stop you there. Give me the Jets here, -1.5. And
yeah,
what reason do I have to lead it? Yes, a subcategory here is that Newton redevelop Devontae Adams, whose hamstring is magically healed out of nowhere, and he's ready to take on. He's wearing number 17 after he mysteriously gave the rookie that wore 17 gave it to him. Yes, he has it. But big header in flashing red lights is Russell, Mr. Unlimited Wilson here. Is starting in front of the Justin Fields, who brought the Steelers to a 4-2 record. A lot of scratching my head if I'm a Pittsburgh fan here. I don't like this. It seems like Justin Fields bring more rejuvenized energy here, and Russell Wilson just going to come in and crap his way in. I
he's going
mean,
to ruin
this
it.
is this. It's disgusting. He's gonna ruin it. I see it here. Give me Jets -1.5 here, easily.
Why? Why would you do this? This is something that I question out of Tomlin. I do have a theory, and I've told a couple of coworkers. My theory is they're literally only playing this man so they can trade him at the deadline. Has to be the only reason why they're playing him. If he actually wins this game, they'll have value. Maybe they can sell him and they can go right back to what they were doing with Justin Fields. They learned that because remember, his contract is literally pennies for dimes and everything. He is very cheap. He says one of the cheapest contracts for quarterback. And you can still build on Justin Fields. But Steelers defense is going to be a problem. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like I said, the Jets are going to be trigger happy. They're going to probably go crazy on this game. So let's go to the next one. You can pick your poison, Christian. You got the power. Pick your poison.
We have the Monday night game here starting first at 8:15 Eastern Standard Time. We have the Baltimore Ravens coming into Tampa for another series in the Jackson versus Mayfield type of game here. Lamar, I'm pretty sure, is either 4-2 or 6-2 against Baker. But Baltimore is a 3.5 point favorite here.
Yeah, we said last week the Bucks were going to have to have an emotional win and beat whoever they were playing. It just turned out to be the Saints. The Saints got beat down by the Bucks. They were in a good one, but they're coming into this game right now, literally limping on all sorts of positions. A lot of holes, and it's showing because the Broncos are up by 13 points going into halftime. So, and that's saying a lot, folks. Let me tell you. So for me personally, I can see the Bucks coming down for this one. I would love Christian, whether you are going to be at this game or not, because you are closer to Florida than I am. I would love for this Bucks team to give your Ravens a classic fourth quarter heart attack in classic Baker fashion. He's going to give you a good fight. He's played against Baltimore before. That's probably what he's telling his teammates. He's got this. He's played against you guys before. I don't. You probably have his record already pulled up against you guys. However, he did at least do pretty. He did his all. And it's Baker, baby. Give me the Bucks to cover and give you a little fourth quarter scare, a classic fourth quarter scare. Give me the Bucks.
I am worried about that. Because I love Baker. I mean, I've always been a big Baker supporter here, and I could still see the emotional distress of the city being behind him for this game. So it's quite. That's my worry here.
Are
But
you worried about that?
you have the MVP so far the league, which he still gets disrespected. Lamar Jackson, people are just thrown to the side right now of like, oh, he's getting carried by Derek, which is actually it honestly is pretty nice to be on this side of the thing. Is that Lamar is actually getting carried by someone. I've never have heard that from any. It's actually quite nice that like this is now a new argument that someone has come in and performed really well for the Baltimore offense to say that he's being carried. So it's actually really nice. Derek, keep doing you, buddy. I let me tell you, man, it's been great to have that man in the backfield. Like it is ferocious. The 1-2 punch of Lamar and Derek has been something pretty astonishing. I'm hoping it continues to keep going. Lamar wins his third MVP, which I feel like MVPs have been discredited just because Lamar keeps winning them, is a hot topic. And then Derek gets Offensive Player of the Year. So I'm hoping that becomes the case here. But I'm excited for the game. Hopefully, who knows? Maybe I pull the trigger and make a trip to Tampa. I do have some PTO days to use. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Okay.
But I'm excited. I'm excited for the game. Should be a good one. But give me Baltimore 3.5. With this.
Question. Is the what is it? Raymond James, right? Have you been to
Raymond
Raymond
James
James?
tapes. I have not. So that's what's been a leading factor of me going.
Mhm. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Right now, while you were guessing why is he sidetracked again, I'm writing down all of Colby's picks here, just in case and everything. He's got us five, so just in case we pick some of his, because we did do better than him, and I'm going to tell him that after we pick, of course. Um, Here's a rundown of what he's got. He's got Seattle +3,
Well, we can win on this. We
Giants.
can we can win on this. We can. Wait, are these his locks or this is like
No, these
main?
are all. No, these are just all his
Oh, it's
games.
also.
These are the
Oh, I thought
five.
these were his
Not all of them.
locks.
These are the five that he chose. I'm just giving you the five. These are not his
Oh,
actual.
you don't have to go over it yet because if we go to the locks, kind of surprised and take it off them.
Oh, you like the surprise. Well,
Yeah,
there's
I
one.
like the
There's
surprise.
one.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to ruin
that
it.
kind of ruins the surprise
Sorry,
here. I'm
sorry.
thinking,
All
yeah,
right. Well, good
kind of,
thing you stopped me because I was about to say literally our next one.
yeah,
So go
yeah.
ahead. I'm just
So
writing them
next
down for squad ride purposes as well. But
next
go
game
ahead.
we
What do you
have
got?
the Los Angeles Chargers visiting Arizona, going to Scottsdale to take on the Cardinals. The Chargers are 2.5 point favorite.
Ooh, 2.5 point favorites. Prime time. Cardinals are 2.5 point underdogs. Why? I'm telling you, folks, it's the new Dragon Ball V game. I mean, what do you expect? Also, let's also think about this. Isn't Call of Duty coming out? Is it this weekend or next weekend? Like it's literally coming out here soon.
I think so, or is it November? I
I
don't
don't
know.
pay
I
attention.
don't.
I didn't pay attention.
Call of Duty has run its course, so it just doesn't interest me anymore.
I'm with you. No, trust me. That's why I don't know the exact timetable of this. But yeah, back to the real news here. Dragon Ball Z. He's taken Kyler Murray's attention, in my opinion. The man's again still is having trouble trying to find a way to connect to Marvin Harrison. It's a little concerning. The question might have to start being: is there anyone out there that can take Kyler Murray's contract so that they can restart here in Arizona? Because I feel like I've talked to a couple of Arizona fans, and they're kind of sick of Kyler Murray now. They know what they're getting. They're kind of tired of it. Maybe some other people would be interested in seeing some of his, backfield. He's a good runner. Maybe he would be a fit for Seattle and everything. Maybe he goes there because they do have weapons. They do have the defense already in place. Maybe that's a future look in everything if the Cardinals really wanted to move on. However, I'm going to take the Chargers. They're coming off a bye. I'm going to end it on that because Jim Harbaugh, he's probably going to get these guys fired up. We'll see what's going on with Herbo. I think he's going to be a A-OK because I really hope this Chargers offense gets a little bit going here and everything, but that's just the way also Harbaugh calls it. So
I feel like we're running into a situation where Kyler has one bad week, has one good week, like in a revolving door right now. It just seems like with him. Give me the cards here. The 2.5 here. I anticipate a bounce back game after the poor performance against Green Bay here. That Cardinals had. The Chargers, they look good against the Broncos. I thought they could have done more, but it's gonna be. I don't know if Quentin Johnson's playing or not, but this should be a
whoa, whoa,
solid
whoa, 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 whoa. Did you really say that?
Yeah, Quentin Johnson's
Let's think of that.
Quentin,
Let's talk about let's address that. Do
Quentin
we really
Johnson is the big
shout
AFC.
out?
He's the best AFC West wide receiver right now. If you think about it, he is the best wide receiver one.
Holy
If you
shit.
think about it, with the AFC West right now, with Devontae Adams,
What about Cortland Sutton? What about Cortland Sutton for the Broncos?
I'm tired of Cortland Sutton, dude. This guy's buns. This guy gets talked about every single year like he's like some wide receiver one. The guy's buns.
There's no one
Straight
throwing him the
buns.
ball.
He's straight
Someone-
buns, dude. That's one guy I'm tired of hearing every single year. He's straight buns.
There's no one the ball. Bo Nix can barely reach the pass to him, man. Oh my gosh! But let's most importantly though, let's just shout out to Quentin Johnson though. You right there. That's pretty. I agree.
He's been Herbo's number one option.
Yeah. Shout out him. He's actually really stepped up this second year. So used to be a meme, and he's actually starting to erase that. Shout out Quentin Johnson. But anyways, why you're going back to why you were picking not picking the Chargers.
It's a toss up, but give me the cards here. 2.5.
I don't know, man. It's I don't know what's going on with the cards. I really truly believe that. I feel like the Kyler thing is almost run its course as well. So it would be interesting to see what they do at the trade deadline, if anything, of course. Enough rammering and tammering and talking. It's time for the news list. Cristian,
This is
flashback to last week. Zay Flowers.
The
I'm pretty sure it was,
had like
I'm pretty sure it was
100+
Bateman.
yards.
Bateman,
No,
right? He was the one that
no.
scored.
No, Mark Andrews scored.
Oh my
Which
goodness.
he should have been he should have been the Bears to pick. But James
James
Conner
Conner?
got stunk up. He got stunk up with the
Oh.
Packers. Like just got stunk.
What about J.K. Dobbins?
JK did score.
Okay, because I did put a slash. It was A.J. Brown
JK.
/ J.K. Dobbins. That's
I
what I
think
got on my
JK
notes.
scored. I think he did. I'm pretty sure. But
So all right. So once again,
this
looking for the bounce back here.
looking for the bounce back. So I shout out the troopers that have been here, constant pain, and hope knowing that it'll hit at some point here.
Yeah.
So first, we go to the 1 o'clock games. We go to the most mega of just absolute revenge touchdown here. We're gonna go to MetLife, and we're gonna get Saquon his touchdown. And his first game back at MetLife, did not get a touchdown last week. AJ got that touchdown as he wasn't theirs due, but I think Saquon gets it here. Then we move to the 4. Yeah, so then we move to the 4 o'clock games here. This guy has to score. He simply has to score. Like, I'm tired. He has to score. And he's been looking good in the offense in the weeks and the weeks that keep going. I think Jalen knows where I'm going with this one. We're going Travis Kelce.
Picked up my head.
We're going Travis Kelce. He has to score.
This is the game. I agree. This is the game.
He has to score. He's been getting the ball more each week.
This is the one.
That has been a good sign. And he got that shovel pass that he could have scored the week before the bye. But he has to score here. He's simply like, I can't.
Gets the 49ers too. Like I agree. This is that one I agree with. Like, yeah, I know where you're going with this one. Right when you started your speech, I was like, hold on a second. But you didn't put them down last week. I can give you that break. But also, it's against the 49ers. I think Chiefs 49ers, that's a classic Travis Kelce score there. I'm right there with you.
And the last one. We go to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
No.
We go in with the bad man having his
Oh,
right
okay.
hand. His right hand is all the way back. He has his jersey again. He has his number one back shoulder throw that you know is going to come. Give me Devontae Adams to get his first touchdown with the Green Bay Packers. You mean to tell me Rodgers is not going to feed him?
Sir, he's
You
on the
mean to
Jets
tell?
now. You just said
Yeah.
the Green Bay Packers. He's on the Jets now.
Oh, yeah. Got to get used to that.
That's insane. That's a crazy moment right there, ain't that? That's a crazy thing. And that is going to be a flash in the pan for sure.
My only question is just figuring out if he has Taco Bell at his New Jersey place or if he's staying into A-Rod's West Wing and just having a Taco Bell be delivered. Who knows? But whatever, it doesn't matter. One of the most deadliest of duos of quarterback wide receiver to ever see the game is back. I don't care what anyone says. A-Rod's spiral that he throws to the back shoulder that Devontae always seems to freaking have. They know each other like it's night and day. So I'm excited for them to be back. And I mean, Jalen doesn't have to deal with them anymore. They are on the other side. Never saw he could finally take in and celebrate a Devontae touchdown.
Well, at least it's not happening to my team. We played the Jets already. We kind of dodged that bullet. What can I say? I mean, I get to see everyone else get to suffer about this team and struggle with this whole combination on the AFC. Let me just say this. There's going to be some corny plays drawn up for this guy. I'm talking like cheese. Like you're going to be sitting there like,
Oh,
how are you not stopping this play?
it's gonna be the first play of the game. I'm calling right now. The first play of the game, Devontae's getting the ball. 100%.
I feel like that's going to be a bet. And that's probably going to be one of the bets out there. I'm not going to lie. Like, I can see it too. That would be another side bet that you could throw down and say right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see
So
it too.
it's gonna be good. Mike Williams, you better start learning Canadian, buddy.
Yeah,
Because
poor
Mike
Mike
Williams
Williams.
is
You got
not
thrown
looking
under
good.
the bus.
Well, to be fair, you got to have expectations if you're going to be playing for Aaron Rodgers. You're going to get called out like that if you're going to be running the wrong routes.
But I would lean also, dude's only on a 1 year contract. You know that he's trying to find a way to get his name out there and stuff and find a home. And,
Yeah. It doesn't help losing
it
now
doesn't help. Yeah.
back-to-back games because of Mike Williams. It does not. It's not a good look.
Anyways, great dues list. Um, it is time for the locks. As we know, I think I'm actually still one game behind, probably behind Colby, because even though I did go 3-0, the man is just what was he? I think he had a considerable lead on me.
So have you calculated the total amounts of the
Calculating the
leaderboard?
total amount right now, you are we're gonna have to do that. Hang on, you were at 8-7, add another one. You're at 11-7 right now.
While you calculate all this, I can talk about baseball here quickly.
Yeah, go ahead.
Baseball, little interruption here. The Dodgers are up 5-2, middle of the fifth here. Not looking good here. Looks like quite a bit of runs that came in. No one homered besides Otami and Vientos at the start of the game here. But the Guardians winning the game, looking back at it, of how the score and the tying one and a game winning run, beautiful. Just playoff baseball is beautiful. How can I say this? It is one of the best environments to be in. So it's gonna be interesting how this plays out now. The Guardians winning, which I do say the Yankees, gentlemen, sweep. Maybe Cleveland pulls another one back. That would be crazy if Cleveland ties the series. I could not imagine the panic that would have. We can look back at the memes that Yankees have that feeling being up with Judge and Giancarlo hitting back-to-back homers. That look back at that point of like, where were you as a Yankee fan thinking you were going to go to the World Series and it just got
Oh
collapsed?
gosh.
The Cleveland Guardians are now in the World Series. So that's your nice little baseball interruption.
All right. Thank you for giving me the one little quick brief moment there to catch up and do the math here. I did figure out that I am, because of my half game and my push, half a game behind Colby. That's the reason why that was a pain in the butt and all the page flipping there, is because that half game was really throwing me off. I was like, am I really, like, is my math really off? And no, it's because of that half game. I'm at 9-7-1. Colby's at 10-7, and you're at 11-6.
I'm taking the lead.
Yes, you have taken the lead, because remember, Colby, you did win that challenge against Colby. So you did take the lead, and here we go. Cristian, you got first dibs. I went 3-0 last week, so I'm going to go second round here.
Let's go with I'm gonna go with wow, there's a bunch that just could come off right at the gates. Give me the Rams -6.5.
A lot of points, you know. This is a pretty
A
risky
lot of
take there.
points, but back to the roots.
Give me the toss-up between the Jets and Steelers. Give me the Jets. And let's go ahead and flash over here to Colby, see what he's cooking up. I have all of his I have it all written down. I just didn't write down the order. That's my fault. And Lou didn't send his in on time, so he just better pray that whatever he sends me is good, or we'll just have to find a new guest. Anyways, let's see. His number one pick is Seattle +3. And then his number 2 pick, because he is last, will be the Giants +3. Both New York teams off the board. I'm gonna go with, yeah, that's a lot of points. I would have taken I was on the seesaw taking the Falcon. I mean, not the Falcons, the Commanders, but I'm taking the Falcons.
Going head to head.
Oh, yeah. Colby took Seattle. Yeah, I'm gonna go head to head with Colby. Yes.
So I guess then for my final two, I will be taking first the commies at 8.5. Surprised you didn't take that once you said that. I was like, but we're going back to the roots here. And then give me the Detroit Lions +1.5. We're going head to head on that one. Going head to head on that one.
I can't go 2 head-to-heads in 1 week, can
I?
I?
Head to head on that one, Jalen. You gonna go head to head on?
No, I'm gonna go on the one that I gave a crazy speech on. I'm gonna go with the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm gonna go with them and only having 1.5 points. I think that's an easy one, to be honest. And that leaves Colby getting his first 3 picks as well. He gets the Steelers.
Oh God!
+1.5.
2 head-to-heads again for Colby.
So let's see. Yeah, he went with the Rams, Commanders, and Lions.
No, that's me.
Huh?
That's me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You went with.
You said Colby.
Oh, sorry. I thought I said you went with. My bad. But yeah, you got Rams, Commanders, Lions, and everything. Colby has Seattle, Giants, Steelers, and I got the Jets, Falcons, and Chiefs. Before we get to go talk about an interesting college football slate for a brief moment, God, remember, folks, it's been another 3 weeks of football. And I already got my power rankings made. I made them earlier this week. I actually already got this bad boy pre-made. Post trades, of course, don't worry. And do the trades affect this? Not as much as you think. It's time for the power rankings. So, Cristian, just sit back, listen to the blasphemy I'm about to speak here, and you can chime in once I hit the halfway point if you want. All right. At number 10, we're not going to do the crazy voice just because I'm trying to speed through this a little bit. At number 10, I actually had this one as the hardest one to pick between. And right now, I'm going to say that the Packers are a little bit better than the Bears to take the number 10 spot. I would have loved to put almost every single NFC North team on this list. However, I'm going to give the nudge to the Packers here. And the only reason why I didn't put another NFC North team on here is because I feel like those 2 teams would struggle, or at least come up, and would be a very fun game to watch. The Commanders will be at number 9. I have the Commanders at 9. I have them above both the Packers and Bears. I felt like that was an easy one for me to decide because the team above them, and this one is a little bit of, you can say, is a coin toss between 7 and 8. But at number 8, I do have the Falcons at number 8 here. The only reason why I have the Falcons this low is because I truly believe that game between them and the Bucks could have gone either way. If the Bucks got the ball, they probably could have gone down and scored as well, and which is why I'm going to trust my gut here in saying that when we get back in the next another 3 weeks to discuss my power rankings, the Bucks here at number 7 might be a little bit higher than where the Falcons are. That's where I'm putting my little bet down there. At number 6, I got the Bills. I don't think they're better than any of the top 5 teams, but I do think they deserve the respect of being in the top 10. And I think they're better than both the Bucks and Falcons right now. Number 5, Christian, do you have anything to say before I go? Thank you, sir. At number 5, we got the Texans. I'm going to go with the Texans at number 5. I feel like their only loss against the Vikings is it's a good loss to have right now. Number 4, take the Ravens. I'm going to put the Ravens here. Yeah, he lost to the Raiders. That loss is probably going to sting a little bit when we get close to the postseason. But the great I told you so moment for me. However, losing to the Chiefs by only a toe is something that I actually do consider a good loss, even though you could have had that one. This one hurt a little bit, the write down. I do have my Vikings at number 3 currently, just because of the performance the Lions had last week against the Dallas Cowboys. I know my Vikings could not have done that in Dallas. So there's a reason why I have the Lions at number 2. And I dare not to put the Chiefs anywhere lower than number 1. So that is my power rankings for this moment being. I would love to see some change up in the top, but especially from the 7 spot, no.
Let's say, was the Niners on this list?
Oh, God, no.
And was the Bills on this list?
Number 6.
Let's say.
But no Niners. No Niners, no Bengals, no Steelers.
Might have some hate mail coming in from a lot of these fan bases.
Oh, maybe a little bit, yeah. No Eagles, even though I think they have a winning record too. So, and I put the Packers literally at the dead bottom. So, gotta share a little bit of love for the NFC North because it is the best division in the NFL right now. All right, Christian, this is your land, your territory. You're the one that is the guru in the NCAA realm as well for many of our leagues here. So, what is the slate looking like this college football season? I know there's the best. There's obviously one that most of the country is going to watch. I already know one of them, but the rest you can go through here. What are the ones that caught your eye?
We have 2 outstanding games here that will catch everyone's attention here. We have Alabama, ranked 7 in the country, going to Rocky Top, number 11, Tennessee here at Bama at a 3.5-point favorite. So they're coming in as a favorite to Tennessee. Right. And then we have the other absolute mega game is the Georgia Bulldogs ranked at 5 going into the number 1 ranked Longhorns at Texas and Austin. Texas is 4.5-point favorite. So
that line went up.
2 spicy games. We have another ranked matchup of Michigan going to Illinois, but that's 24 against 22. But we have a bunch of other random, pretty solid games. So pretty solid turnout for this week. But those are definitely the 2 most notable ones that we have going into. And shout out to the man, Ashton Genty. That man's the Heisman right there. I don't care what anyone says. That man is putting the tape on his back, and he's an automatic touchdown. So it's going to be good slate.
Look, I give him credit. The runs that he's doing are amazing. However, I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm still leaning Travis Hunter, even though he did get a little banged up this last week.
I think that's what's going to kill him is the injuries.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, he's out here boasting about playing both sides of the ball, but is forgetting the fact that he got injured. Probably because he played both sides of the ball and didn't get his body a break that he probably needed. So
And him downgrading Ashton was a little bit of a bold take. I think I was like, dude, why are you downgrading someone that's about to almost break Barry Sanders' record?
it's pretty hard to run the football. I don't know why he just I don't know why he just completely pooped on the entire running back position like that. Um, I don't know if he had 90 targets that he would have as many yards. Depends on, who he's playing against. But defenses have usually been putting a good lid on him, trying to cover him up as best as they can. He's had amazing plays, though. I'm not gonna lie. Travis Hunter has had amazing plays on both sides of the ball. That's the only thing going for him is the fact that he does play both sides. So, but Ashton Gentry I'm right there with you. He has been so fun to watch. He looks like your classic Madden running back, just doing everything he wanted. And poor Alvin Kamara, can someone fucking block for him? Oh, damn.
But it's gonna be interesting because this college slate, this is the first time in AP poll history since 2014 that the top three will be without Alabama, Clemson, Georgia, Ohio State, and Michigan. That's that's insane. Since 2014, we've not haven't experienced that since.
No, it's time for a change. But luckily for the SEC, you still got a team at number one. You got a team still in the top three if you're in the SEC. It's okay. There's just a new team here, and it's gonna take some getting used to. I feel like I think the SEC's just gotta get used to it, you know, especially just as a Texas fan myself. See why that line's starting to lean more and more to Texas. I mean, they're just a team that you can believe in. I have my reservations about Quinn Ewers personally, especially during that he had a very shaky first quarter against Oklahoma in the Red River. But besides that, he got it together. But anyways, good little take on college football as we go into our final thoughts. Christian, take us away.
Final stats. I'm gonna go back to college football here with my pick here. Give me Texas minus 4.5 here. I'm on the Texas train here. Take down Georgia. I am worried of a bounce back Georgia. That has to be in the back of the mind here is that you cannot let Georgia roll here but Texas does have the capability. We'll see how this goes. I think it should be a rowdy one. Give me Quinn Ewers anytime touchdown too as well, just for the swag of it. So give me that. That should be interesting how we go into this. Another beautiful football weekend.
Yeah. I can't wait to watch this one. I'm not gonna lie. This one's gonna be one that and it's one of those things that it's gonna be one of those things that you almost wait. You have it like circled on the calendar for sure. I feel like that's a big one for Texas. Still the words right out of my mouth. However, it's going to the fact that next Thursday I am going to be that classic SpongeBob meme where I'm going to have to find a way to get two screens up, or at least just to watch NBA tip off and the NFL because the Vikings and Timberwolves will be playing. Well, probably going to be the Celtics playing at that time, but I'm still going to watch it probably. And on top of that, we'll probably be in the same seats right now. You're probably going to be split screening as well. You're going to be hearing James watching the Celtics, but you're going to have probably another screen, I guarantee, with the World Series. I'm guaranteeing the World Series is probably going to be played on the Thursday as well. So we got a lot of good sports I'm looking forward to, man. And I'm very excited to watch Anthony Edwards. I really am. It's crazy that we're 1 week out and everything. And it's different. It's definitely different. I miss my boy Colby talking basketball. He definitely would have said something about Jokic by now. So, yeah, man. My final thought is NBA season. Here we go, baby. We're in full sport mode. We're in full sport mode, Christian. And if you ask me, that is some good stuff.
That's good stuff.